At the beginning of 2024, BMW unveiled its updated X5, and while it might not be as fun to drive as the Porsche Cayenne, the 2025 BMW X5 continues to set the standard for what a premium SUV should be. It has long been a benchmark for performance and sophistication in the premium SUV segment. On the other hand, the 2025 Volvo XC90 arrives as a refined blend of Scandinavian luxury, cutting-edge technology, and sustainable performance. As Volvo's flagship SUV, it continues to set the standard for safety, comfort, and modern technology. So, to help you choose between the two, in this video we will compare both SUVs' designs inside and out, pricing, and how they drive. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. It was clear that the X5 would get substantial changes all around. At the front, the new headlights are narrower with arrow-shaped DRL indicators and an optional illuminated kidney grille on each trim. The lower section of the lower fascia now features a more prominent bumper with chrome trim matching the shape of the air intakes on the side. The situation didn't change much at the sides. The refreshed model has the same overall profile and lines, and dependent on the trim level, there will be new wheel designs as well as different trim for the front fenders and the side skirts. The same goes for the back. The overall shape remains unchanged, though the taillights now get fiber optic lights in a new X-shaped motif with a more visible 3D effect. Everything else seems to be carried over from the pre-facelift model without tweaks. As for Volvo, the XC90's front end is a masterclass in minimalist elegance as opposed to the X5 busy front fascia. The iconic Thor Hammer's LED headlights have been slimmed down and now extend further into the front, providing a more pronounced T-shape. The grille has been updated with a sleek crosshatch design, while lower down, a sculpted bumper integrates sleek air intakes and optional chrome accents, giving it a more polished look. From the side, it's sleek and modern, with smooth lines just make it look sophisticated, while the pronounced wheel arches that house the newly designed 20 and 22-inch wheels give it a commanding presence on the road. Out back, the first thing you notice are the vertical LED taillights, which have become a hallmark of Volvo's design. For 2025, these taillights have been subtly updated with a more three-dimensional look, while the rest remains largely unchanged. Jumping inside, the cabin is where the most significant changes are happening for the X5. The steering wheel is new and the dashboard has been updated as a result of the new dual-screen layout. The seat design, meanwhile, stays untouched. The cabin is lined with high-quality materials and, dependent on the options chosen, a long list of luxury features such as massaging seats, soft closed doors, and heated front armrest and steering wheel can make the X5 feel like a high-end luxury SUV, but add a lot of cost to the bottom line. You can even add the best-in-class Bowers & Wilkins surround sound audio system that features diamond dome tweeters. As for infotainment, you are faced with a curved wall of display screens that span 2/3 of the dashboard. A 12.3-inch gauge display and a larger 14.9-inch touchscreen provide access to BMW's iDrive interface. The X5 originally launched with iDrive 8, but is now available with the iDrive 8.5 system. Users can also control the system via a rotary knob on the center console. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are both standard, as is wireless charging and a 5G Wi-Fi hotspot. Jumping inside the 2025 XC90, you'll notice it keeps things pretty familiar. The steering wheel, gauges, and gear shifter are the same in other Volvos, so if you've been in one before, it will feel like home. The materials are very nice with everything feeling solid and well made. The dashboard has a cool 3-layer design that wraps around into the doors, making the whole cabin feel warm and cozy. There are new interior trim options, and the standout is definitely the navy on navy herringbone design you see here. This subtle yet stylish pattern feels like a tailored suit. What's even cooler? The seat material is made from recycled polyethylene, which is hard to believe considering the plushness of the surfaces. As for infotainment, there is a Google-based infotainment system with a revised layout displayed on a larger 11.2-inch screen. The new display is bright and crisp with an intuitive layout, but its reactions can feel a little bit laggy sometimes. A 12.3-inch gauge cluster is standard and can display maps from both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. As for passenger and cargo space, the X5 seats are soft with solid bolstering and plenty of space in every direction for the front passengers. Climb into the second row and you'll be just as comfortable as the front with plenty of head and leg room, plus you get heated seats too. The main downside here is that the X5 doesn't provide a third row even as an option. As for cargo, it boasts the second best cargo space with a healthy 33.9 cubic feet. With all the seats down, you get 72.3 cubes. As for the Volvo, the XC90 delivers way more space than the X5, even though they are virtually identical in size. Up front, the seats are fantastic, with plenty of side support, and it's easy to find a comfortable driving position with extendable thigh support for taller people. The second row is spacious too, with a bench seat and 7-passenger seating. The third row is fine enough for adults for a short trip. Headroom is great in all 3 rows. As for cargo space, behind the third row you get 22 cubic feet, folding flat you get 50 cubes. With all the seats down you get 80 cubic feet. When it comes to pricing, to get a 2025 X5 you'll be paying a premium. The base 2-wheel drive S-Drive 40i model starts at $66,300, which is way more expensive than the XC90. As standard, you get dual gauge and infotainment displays, adaptive cruise control, power-adjustable steering and front seats, and 20-inch alloys. Next is the plug-in hybrid X-Drive 50e at around $73,000 and the M60i at $90,850. If you want the M competition, then you will have to shell out over $127,000. The 2025 XC90, on the other hand, provides far more value, starting at just $59,700 for the core trim. As standard, you get seating for 7, an 11.3-inch touchscreen, power-adjustable heated front seats, and 20-inch wheels. Next is Plus at $63,900, while the top-of-the-line Ultra trim costs $68,245. The 2025 XC90 is the clear winner here when it comes to just its value proposition, but I believe the driving experience will be the decider in this showdown. Now, when it comes to powertrains and driving, the 2025 XC90 sticks with its tried-and-true powertrains, all paired with an 8-speed automatic and standard all-wheel drive. The lineup starts with the B5 model, which gets its power from a turbocharged 2-liter 4 producing 247 horsepower. Step up to the B6 and you'll get the same engine with added supercharging, bumping output to 295 horsepower. At the top of the range is the T8 plug-in hybrid, which combines a 310 horsepower turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder on the front axle with a 145 horsepower electric motor on the rear, along with a 14.7 kilowatt-hour battery pack. The biggest mechanical update for 2025 is to the base suspension, as it now features a bypass function. This allows the suspension to better absorb sharp, fast impacts. Ride quality has never been its strongest suit, but for those seeking an even smoother ride, the air suspension is still available as an $1,800 option on the top Ultra trim. The B5 engine delivers solid mid-range torque, making it feel responsive in everyday driving situations. However, when you floor it, the B5 can feel sluggish and sound a bit buzzy, while also being slower compared to many of its rivals. However, it's also more affordable than many in its class. On the other hand, the T8 plug-in hybrid steps up, giving it a more refined sound and better performance with instant torque when needed. In contrast, while the twin-turbo V8 in the X5 M60i offers unparalleled power, it represents only a modest portion of sales. The 6-cylinder S-Drive 40i, the volume model, provides all the performance most drivers will ever need without the excess of the V8. With 335 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque from its 3-liter turbo engine, the S-Drive 40i can accelerate to 60 miles per hour in a brisk 5.3 seconds. The engine excels in low and mid-range torque, offering impressive power delivery, though it may feel less enthusiastic at high speeds. It remains quiet during everyday driving, but emits a satisfying growl under heavy throttle. The X5's handling is balanced and agile, showcasing BMW's signature poise and handling precision. It's not as agile as a Porsche Cayenne, but it's fun to drive unlike the XC90's uninspiring dynamics. With controlled roll and useful feedback through the chassis, the X5 is the better option for driving enthusiasts. So, which one should you choose? Well, I think it's rather simple. If you care most about value and versatility, then the XC90 is the obvious choice here. But if you want luxury with the added bonus of engaging driving, then the BMW X5 is the one to go for.